A group of perfectly behaved schoolboys lands on a beautiful, deserted island. They have a leader, they have rules, and they have hope. But just a few weeks later, the island is in flames, and these same boys are hunting each other like animals. This is the chilling reality of Lord of the Flies, a book that serves as an allegorical autopsy of human society. It suggests that the line between being a civilized student and a savage is much thinner than we like to believe. Published in 1954, this was the debut novel by British author William Golding. Golding was a schoolteacher who saw his life altered by his service in the Royal Navy during World War II. Having witnessed the mechanical brutality of war, he became disillusioned with the idea that humans are naturally good. He wrote this book to show that man produces evil as a bee produces honey, and to challenge older adventure stories that painted a much more optimistic picture of survival. The story begins during a global war when a plane carrying English schoolboys is shot down over a remote island. There are no adults, only children. Two boys, the athletic Ralph and the intellectual Piggy, find a large conch shell and use it to call the others together. Ralph is elected leader because he represents order and rescue. He wants to build shelters and keep a signal fire going to alert passing ships. In the beginning, the boys are eager to follow the rules of the world they left behind. Ralph tells them, "We've got to have rules and obey them. After all, we're not savages." This quote shows Ralph's belief that their British upbringing and a sense of duty would protect them from their own darker instincts. However, a rival leader emerges, Jack, the head of a choir. Jack represents the id, the part of us driven by immediate desires and power. He becomes obsessed with hunting pigs and eventually forms his own tribe. They paint their faces, which acts as a mask, liberating them from shame and individual responsibility. The group's fear of an imaginary beast in the jungle is the turning point. Jack uses this fear to control the boys. During a terrifying storm-driven ritual, the boys work themselves into a mob frenzy, chanting, "Kill the beast, cut his throat, spill his blood." In their collective madness, they mistake their friend Simon for the monster and murder him. This chant highlights the dangers of mob mentality, where shared irrational fear leads to ultimate cruelty. The violence escalates until Roger, Jack's sadistic follower, drops a massive boulder that kills Piggy and shatters the conch shell. With the conch gone, all law and order are destroyed. The book ends with Jack's tribe setting the island on fire to hunt Ralph. Ralph is only saved when a British naval officer suddenly appears on the beach. Though the boys are rescued, Ralph collapses in tears for the end of innocence and the darkness of man's heart. The main conflict is civilization versus savagery. Ralph stands for the superego, rules, duty, and thinking about the future. Jack stands for the id, immediate fun, power, and violence. Another theme is the nature of evil. Golding suggests that the beast isn't a physical monster, it's the capacity for cruelty that lives inside every person. As the character Simon realizes, maybe the beast is only us. This story remains relevant because it describes the emotional architecture that young people still navigate today. We see the beast in the way social media can turn people into a mob, or how some leaders use fear to divide groups. However, there is also a more hopeful way to look at human nature. In 1965, 6 Tongan schoolboys were actually shipwrecked on a deserted island for 15 months. Unlike the characters in the book, they stayed friends, worked in teams, and even helped each other heal injuries. This real-life event reminds us that while the beast of selfishness might exist, we have a choice to cooperate and look for the good in people. Lord of the Flies is a mirror held up to the human heart. It warns us that civilization is a fragile veneer that needs constant care. The island was a paradise until the boys brought their own internal darkness to it. As Ralph's tears at the end remind us, our greatest challenge isn't surviving the world outside, but mastering the instincts within ourselves.
Thanks for listening to Books Simply. If this explanation helped you understand the book more clearly, feel free to explore the next video in this series. New book explanations are added regularly. If you spot any mistakes or have suggestions, feel free to share them in the comments. If this helped you, a like is appreciated. You're welcome to subscribe and let us know which book you'd like to hear next.